talk to you about loneliness, what it is, and how you can absolutely heal it every single time. So let's look at what it is first. So loneliness is the absence of another. Because what's going on in your mind is that life would be better if he or she were here, or if someone were here. Now, because you don't have what you would like to have, then what happens is there's a change in emotional state. It becomes a negative feeling because you're desiring something that's not here. Now that's what loneliness is. It's a feeling inside of you that says it would be better if. So the first thing you've got to recognize is the easiest way to heal emotions is to get to acceptance. So the first thing you do is you realize that what's the ultimate truth, the undeniable truth about my life right now? And if you're feeling lonely, then it's because there isn't another one there with you. So if you can get to, the first thing you do is get to the acceptance of the fact that I'm alone at the moment, and let it be there. But if you go into the story and keep saying it should be, I wish it was, then you perpetuate and actually magnify the feeling of loneliness. Now, in the state when you are being alone, there's two places you can be in. One of them is in the place of loneliness, which is the absence of another. The other is the place of aloneness. Now, aloneness is the presence of the divine within you. So you came from divinity and you'll go back to divinity, and the divine aspect of you is very present in you. It's always there. But if your attention is up here in your story about life, you're essentially always looking at the outer world. That's what goes on in here, the outer world stuff. So the divine is calling you in. It's saying, I want you to discover the divine within you. I want you to discover the inner world, the inner journey. And the way that I'm going to do that is to give you a feeling you don't like loneliness, because then it gets your attention, right? Now the problem is, usually when you've got a negative emotion, let's quote unquote negative emotion like loneliness inside of you, the problem is that what happens is you'll try and repress the emotion or alleviate yourself from seeing it by eating food, eating junk food, too much sugar, maybe sticking a needle in your arm, maybe sniffing some white powder, maybe taking some illegal drugs or some legal drugs, maybe doing too much work, maybe doing too much exercise, maybe talking too much, but anything to run away from the feeling. But as you know, that doesn't work, because the feeling just keeps going on saying, I just want your attention. That's all it's doing. Because the reward when you go inside and discover this is, first and foremost, you'll heal the emotion of the loneliness, but you'll discover who you are, which is the purpose of the divinity that's present within you. It's calling you inside. It's saying, come on in. Now, inside isn't going and thinking about stuff, because the thinking stuff is all the outside world. The inside world is where your feelings are. Your feelings are telling you the truth all the time. So that's what loneliness is. Loneliness is the absence of another. Aloneness is the presence of the divine. So to heal your loneliness, you've got to have the courage to not go and try and push the lonely feeling away. That's the first thing you've got to do. You say to yourself, okay, I've got this feeling of loneliness. Instead of having the bar of chocolate or sticking the needle in my arm or drinking the drink or whatever it is that you do, let's have an adventure. Let's go inside and discover this. And if you'll just stop, you put your attention from the mind to the feeling, and you say to the feeling, okay, do your thing. I'm going to relax and expand, and I'm going to allow you to show yourself to me. Now what will happen is the emotion will talk to you. It might talk to you simply by moving and disappearing, or you might get an insight about yourself as to why you're in this space, right? So, but the thing is, the main purpose of you looking in is so that the divine part of you can communicate to you, and you can discover more about actually who you are. This is called self-awareness. So you're being called in, any negative emotion for that matter, calls you in to look at yourself, to discover who you are. And the reward is beautiful because you find out more about yourself. And when you find out more about yourself, what happens is your awareness expands and more of life can actually come into your reality. And the other thing is, you heal the feeling. You heal the feeling of loneliness and you stop addictive behavior over time. But it takes courage because you've got to learn to pull your attention off the thinking stuff and go to the moment. You just say, okay, just for this time, I'm going to have a look at this feeling. And what that means is that if you're sitting, you'll just relax and expand yourself. You'll stop all resistance to it being there. So you take all resistance off and you say, okay, this is the undeniable truth. It is, right? If you're there and you've got loneliness going on, that's the truth. If you try to change that, you're in denial of the truth. So when you get to acceptance of the truth changes. The truth talks to you. It moves because there's no resistance anymore. You expand. You see yourself in a different place. Here's the other thing to really take note of. If you've got a trapped emotion of loneliness going on inside, so if you're saying, no, I don't want to be lonely, then that is an energy of itself and it's trapped. An energy within self, it's a vibrating force, and as you know, the process of manifestation is an attraction of whatever's going on here. Whatever's going on internally comes in. So if I've got a blocked emotion of being lonely, guess what Guess what I'll keep getting to experience? Loneliness, because loneliness is my present and constant feeling. So I'll validate that unconsciously by reflecting. Life will reflect back to me feeling lonely, because I'm continually putting energy on the lonely feeling by resisting it. So what I've got to do is free myself, totally free myself. I just say yes. Okay, the truth is I feel lonely, and let's feel it. Let's experience what it's like. You say to the feeling, okay, give me your best shot. Do anything you want. I'm not going to try and get rid of you anymore. I'm going to completely expand so that you can do what you do. And then your attention will be going in. The emotion will change. You'll free yourself. You'll expand and life will get better. Now you can use this with any negative emotion, but it takes courage. Don't go for things to try and push it away. That's the important part. Stop. Tell yourself, okay, let's have a look at this. Let's really experience this and discover what this might mean for me. Okay? If you like this video, if it's helped some, please give me the thumbs up. If you like the channel, you can subscribe. That's all down there. Have an absolutely fantastic week this week, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you very much.